Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about freelance trials and why I think it could pose a problem for the entire trials experience and the team matchmaking and the flawless pools. And I want to get into it and talk about my experience and what I would like Bungie to do moving forward, with just some ideas here or there to see how you guys feel. But let me know in the comment section what your experience with trials was. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What did you like? What did you not? What did you play as? What weapon did you use? Did you like the map? Did you go flawless? What roles did you get? Hit the comments down below. Also hit the like button, please. It helps my channel out immensely. It gets my video out to more viewers, and that's how YouTube works. So if you could take a second, hit the like button, I would appreciate it. So my normal stream schedule per week when it comes to trials, or previously anyway, it's stream Friday, stream Saturday, try to go flawless in the flawless pool. And each stream is about 3 hours to 4 hours long. So, I put a good chunk of time into trials every single week. Recently, I've kind of pulled it back a little bit because Friday matchmaking is just awful. And I've been playing as a solo player against teams. Now, this week, Freelance appeared. I streamed one day on Saturday before Flawless Pool was activated. And within 3 hours and 40 minutes, I went flawless on my own with a fairly decent run. I think I lost one game and I had like 2 maybe challenging games. Everything else was just 5-0 stomps. I was playing as a Stasis Hunter with Mask of Bacchus and Chaperone and Palindrome. So you can imagine I was just trying to get into people's faces, kill them with Chaperone, clean them up with Palindrome. That was kind of my whole thing. Didn't even use Shatter Dive that much, but I did occasionally. The one thing that I noticed was most games were balanced. Like, you'd find each team has one really good person and 2 average people. Sometimes you might get 1 really good person, an average person, and a bad person versus 3 average people. But it felt balanced. It felt like you could work with it, even at the worst moments, the most challenging moments, coming up against various people with like Vex Mythoclast. It still felt like you had a chance, like you could win. And that's because obviously voice communication is very important for a game mode like Trials. So I played and absolutely loved it. I haven't had as much fun on Destiny 2 as I did on Saturday and all weekend because I played off stream too. And that's in Trials of Osiris, of all things, something that I'd never thought I'd ever say. So I think freelance matchmaking is healthy for the game. However, I do feel like it's unhealthy for the team matchmaking, because if freelance becomes quite easy to go flawless, nobody's going to play in teams anymore. And those people who play in teams are only going to run into high-level players who are running in teams with other people. And then that becomes a problem because people who are high skilled are going to get bored and they're not going to want to play trials. People who are freelance will just love it and go flawless all the time. So what Bungie would do would look at the numbers and they'll see the team matchmaking, what they intended trials to be, dwindling and freelance getting higher. And that's not what they want. So that's a problem, because freelance is so accessible, because it is so good and healthy for everyone who's a casual to average player, as well as high skill players if they want to dip their toe into freelance too. I genuinely think freelance is good, but it ruins matchmaking pools, and that's a problem. So what I would like to see Bungie do moving forward is, in the span of a month, week 1, normal trials, maybe trials with that objective game mode, but just a normal matchmaking where a solo player goes in and plays against teams. Yeah, it's challenging and it's hard and it's difficult, but some people were doing it anyway, like myself. So it's just trials as normal. Week 2, I want to see freelance appear for week 2. So you'll still get the team matchmaking, but you'll also get freelance available to those people. That's in the second week. Week 3, again, back to normal 3v3 matchmaking where you can join as a solo player, and that week could be the objective mode or the original trials. And then 4th week, Iron Banner. So I think that's how they should set out their month-long experience with Crucible endgame stuff. I will say though, I'm not sure what to do with Flawless Pool, because Friday and Saturday is so difficult for a solo player against teams. You have to wait till the Flawless Pool activates to be able to get into a good stride and potentially go flawless. The problem is everyone resets their cards at 6, so they don't have to get put into the Flawless Pool. So it just becomes an absolute mess. I think if they remove the Flawless Pool, they have to have freelance there all the time. because people who, like myself, who play solo, who are average skill players, still have a chance of going to the lighthouse. But how do you then incentivize people to play the 3v3 matchmaking? And I think what you should do potentially is have the rewards that come from the chests be doubled or tripled. So I don't know, like you say, you get 3 choices of weapons, and I'm not talking about the same weapon. So let's just say 1 week it's the Eye of Soul Adept. You can go there, you get your guaranteed Eye of Soul Adept, and then maybe there's 2 other chests where you can get adept weapons that are not there that week. So you might get a Messenger Adept, you might get an Igneous Hammer Adept alongside your guaranteed Messenger. And then they also need to bring back all of the old Trials weapons, and maybe potentially only keep some of them in that 3v3 matchmaking to make people want to play it. Because then let's say you want an Astral Horizon Adept, you can only get that if you play 3v3. If you play Freelance, you don't get access to that weapon. So that gives everyone who's freelance, solo, casual, a chance of going flawless and getting one singular weapon, where these people who are grinding and sweating and are super high skilled and just want to play and play and play and also do carries, you know, that gives the person they're carrying more stuff to get when they finally get to the lighthouse. So I think that's the way you balance it. I absolutely love freelance though, and I do think it needs to be here on a regular basis, if not permanent. But like I said, you really need to incentivize people to play the 3v3 matchmaking mode, because essentially what I think Bungie might do is they see those numbers dwindling in the 3v3 and they're either going to scrap, you know, freelance entirely just to force people to play the mode the way they wanted to or intended to as they first built it up from the ground up, or potentially even just scrap Trials of Osiris altogether. So I think they've got a whole big balancing act now moving forward, and I really do hope they get it right, because freelance is amazing. I loved it. I was so happy to play every single day. I played over 100 matches and enjoyed pretty much every single one of them. I don't remember ever feeling really frustrated or annoyed. I just absolutely loved it from start to finish. So let me know what you're thinking about Trials Freelance down below. What do you think of my ideas? How do you think Bungie could balance it moving forward to give people a reason to play 3v3 over freelance and all of that good stuff? So thank you for watching. I have been easynow, and you guys have been awesome.